Good morning. Welcome to the Justin Johnston Daily Market Update. Today is March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, 2023. You know, St. Patrick's landing on a Friday, for me in the past was a great coup because, hey, it was a great day. I'd knock off about, noon and meet up with some friends, my wife, or people that we're going to hang out with and enjoy a really fun day. It's always kind of fun. There was a bar up in Salt Lake called the Green Street, and I really enjoyed going there. They had great food, and they would always have some, I think they were actually Scots. Bagpipes come in and play, right in the middle of, like 10 o'clock or so at night. Anyway, it was always really fun. Anyway, welcome. I don't drink anymore just because it's not always my friend. Anyway, today I'm going to give an outlook of the kind of a status of the office market in Provo. Provo from the context of market analysis, a lot of times it is deemed basically a suburban submarket of Salt Lake City. It is its own metro, but for the sake of it, both valleys, Salt Lake, Utah County, are very similar. Some of the rates in Utah County used to be higher in industrial and some things like that, maybe a little bit, but for the most part, they're very, very similar markets, both in vacancy, sell, and product type. There's some lacking abilities for each one of them, but similar overall. And so I just was going to, it is for Provo. I'll give some office, national, and Salt Lake updates next week. So in the last 12 months, we have added 600 and almost 30,000 square feet of office space in Utah County. And that did outpace the ability to absorb that. Right now there's about 110,000 square feet of that 630 that is not yet absorbed, and it wasn't just the new space, but the overall market where it's at of absorption, which puts us at about a 10 to 10.5% vacancy rate. Now, the data that I'm quoting also is a combination of information from Berkshire Hathaway, Elite Corporate Real Estate Advisors, and CoStar. We do rely heavily on CoStar. We think they're one of the better indicators of market data in the Utah market, and so that's what we kind of go with. We do use some other sources from time to time, but today is just coming from there. We did have rent growth of about 2.4% in the past 12 months, so how much of that's tied to different inflationary things with a 10.3% vacancy. National sitting at about 13% right now, and so some of the stuff I'll discuss a little bit later will be tied into that with an article that was written about what's going to happen by the end of the decade the end of this decade, by 2029, going into 2030, there's an anticipated increase around the country of about 300 million plus square feet that will be almost obsolete, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Just a quote from some of the stuff I had written down here. Provo Metro tech-centered office market with tenant roster that includes Adobe, eBay, Ancestry.com. The office rents in Provo market were rising at 2.4% annual rate during the first quarter of 2023. Have an annual average gain of 2.8% over the past 3 years, in addition to the 2 million square feet that has delivered over the past 3 years. Having said that, we have just under 1 million square feet that is currently underway at various stages, from breaking ground to clear, close to completion. And the vacancies in the Provo Metro moderately above the 10-year average that we've had in the market here, and has trended up over the last 4 quarters. So last year, we've seen it, with, we actually were holding our own pretty good on that, but it has trended up over the last year. Employment has, it's been a very hot job market, but it has cooled down a little bit. It's increased at an annual rate of 3.7%, or a gain of about 11,000 jobs. While that is a positive result, it is represents the weakest job rate creation in the past 12, has been in the past 12 months, which is at one point, so if we go back, what I say, past 3 years, at one point we were up to 6% job creation, and in the past, 12 months we're down not quite half of that, but that's where it sits right now. Now, financing in the capital market for office in Provo, we have, I guess, the overall value of the office market in the Provo Metro, which is essentially all of Utah County, is $5.2 billion. Sales were down, but at 40. So last 12 months there was a little over $45 million in sales, and market cap rate for the average of all those is about 8.6 cap, and a very small year-over-year change in price, about 1%, a little over 1%. So that's positive. I mean, it did go up positive. Market cap rate, I think that cap rate, of course, is taking into account all of the market sales that were in the past 12 months. Well, about half of that was before they started raising interest rates and affecting this. What appears to be cap rates, and I was looking at this, 8.6, that's kind of where the market cap is right now. I can see that going up. I've heard some that are under contract around closer to a 10 cap. But again, that is, when I get into the other article that talks about the things have changed in the office market. There's a lot of older, what would be deemed still Class A office buildings, but they just don't serve the function that the modern companies are wanting to draw and attract their people to the office. And of course, we got that remote work, which is going to, how do we want to get people back in the office? I think that is the goal overall, and it's only going to be, I think we're going to have several people that will be working from home. Certain sectors will be dominated by that, but at the end of the day, we will have, I think, a change that's going to happen over the next 5 to 7 years of the types of office that are built and the transition of old office space. So the Provo long-term outlook spurred substantial amount of investment in this office sector. The Provo office market can be categorized as one of the nation's larger metros, with 106 office deals in the past year, which I did reflect there. And that deal flow reflects a typical transaction activity in the past 5 years. Annual sales volume averaged about $95 million over the past 5 years. And the highest 12-month high volume hit $170 million over that stretch. And in the past 12 months, like I said before, $54 million worth of office assets sold. Market pricing, price per square foot during this past 12 months and into this first quarter to date is about just under $200 a foot, $197 a foot. And again, recapping that, the 8.6 cap rate. So there we go.